Well, students, we're gonna do both work on your owl drawing, and we're gonna start working on an owl print. I'm gonna give you, this is a piece of styrofoam. I'm gonna give you a piece of styrofoam, and I would like you, it already has a circle on it just to make sure that the head is big enough. And we're gonna use your pencil to draw an owl in it. I will try my best to remember to give you a black marker so that you can write your name on the back of this so that we know that it's yours. We're writing it with a marker because I don't want you to poke a hole in it with your pencil. So if I forget to pass out markers to do that, please just raise your hand and I'll get those out. And here I'm going to start with my beak for my owl. And you can't erase this. So you want to be careful with each of your lines. I'm going to make the beak and the eyes first. Then I'm going to think, well, am I going to put some head feathers on here? And you can come up with all sorts of cool ways. Think about how the Inuit use a lot of curved line, or I don't know, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna make the body pretty big. And just like our owl drawings, we're gonna make them so big that they're gonna go off the page. So I would make a smaller shape inside the body. I can just keep this simple with a pattern. And I'm pressing pretty hard, because if you draw really lightly, like this, then it can get clogged up with ink. So you might have to draw the line on more than once. So I'm gonna make my wings go right off the page. I'm just gonna put a smaller shape inside the bigger shape. And I'm gonna put lines that go this way on this one. I'll have another wing that goes right off the page here. And I'm gonna put a smaller shape inside that as well. And I'll make the same pattern of straight, broken, straight, broken. I'm gonna make some feet for him. And it does not have to be the same as your other owl. So here I'm gonna make some tail feathers that are gonna go right off the bottom. I'm gonna have some that go this way too. Then I'm gonna think about the head here. It looks like I can have a whole nother layer of head feathers. It could be cool to just have this go right off the page. And if you make a mistake, just use your imagination and turn it into something else. I have had students before try to erase. Do not do that. That'll make a mark when we print it. So you don't want to do that. And I'm gonna have this pattern of straight dot straight, straight dot straight, so that these can go right off the page. Now, as you're working, I will be calling up students who are quietly working to print. So while you're waiting, I'm gonna make just another layer of feathers down here. If you do have a little bit of extra room, I suppose it'd be okay to add some stars or something, but otherwise your owl should take up your whole paper. So as you're waiting to be called up to print, I do want you working on coloring this. I'll get back to that in a second so I can show you what to do on this. When you come over to print, the first thing you should do is to put your name on the back so I know that it's yours. While you're writing your name, you're gonna be waiting patiently, because I'm gonna start rolling out a few of these to be printing them. So you'll have to be patient. We won't be able to roll all of them at the same time. So this is some black ink. You can hear that sticky sound. And then I'm gonna roll this out, and we're gonna put a thin layer on it. Now we don't wanna get ink on our hands, because there's not gonna be a lot of time to go rinse them off. So I will put a few thin layers of ink on this. I'm gonna be careful not to get ink all over the table, but I'll be calling you over to a station. So you'll be working at your spot, then I'll call you over to me, so then we can print. So now this has about 3 thin layers of ink. You can see I did a good job because it's shiny. If it's not shiny, that means that it's not wet. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna flip it over for you, and I'm gonna put it right in the middle of the paper that you wrote your name on. Your name is on the back. There's gonna be this paper, you're gonna put it on top, and you're gonna use another roller. This is a clean roller. This was the roller that I was using. So there'll be a roller for you, and you use your muscles to press this down. So you wanna roll it this way and roll it this way. Be careful not to roll over your fingers because that can hurt just a little bit. So roll it really good. Keep rolling it until I tell you to stop, and then you'll take this paper off and I'll peel this for you. And you can see that this owl now copied onto your paper. I will ask you to bring it over to either the counter or a table where you can take both of these and put them over so that they can be there to dry. Then you go back to your spot and you keep working on your owl drawing. So we'll just pretend this is your space so it wouldn't have any of the ink and stuff at it, because you would be working on coloring this. Now we said when you're coloring this, I would like you to do your best to make sure that you're tracing with one color and filling with another. So here, I'm gonna do, for this one, I'm gonna do purple because I haven't used a lot of purple. So I'm gonna trace here with purple. And once I trace with purple, then I'm gonna fill with what's next to purple, which on the color wheel is red. So here, or blue, but I've already done blue purple here. So let's try to do tracing with purple. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna fill that shape with red. Now I've got kind of a purplish red. It almost has a pink look to it, okay? So we won't finish coloring these all in today because you'll be working on getting that styrofoam made to do your owl print. So you can just do as much as you can on this, but you do not have to get it all colored because I'll have to have some students finish printing next time. So here, I would get that section done. If it looks like it needs to be pressed on harder, color that in a little more carefully. So here, I'm gonna continue working, and then once I have this section done, then I'm gonna work on getting some more of these traced with one, and then I would fill with another, okay? Please think about using patterning. So here, I've got this pattern of orange, yellow, dark blue, light blue, orange, yellow, dark blue, light blue. So let's have fun working on these.